you guys want to watch another video on the Inside Spurs channel? Like I said, I promised 3 today. I got you 3. This is actually quite a long one compared to the other 2. So yeah, if you aren't aware, I have released 2 other videos. Go back, have a little watch them. Let me know what you think. But in this video, we are talking just kind of the final details of the Timo Werner loan. We are talking Bryan Gil and potential interest from Spain. We're talking Manor Solomon. He's come under fire. I'll give you the reason why, but also talking about how Spurs may move on from him. As well as that, we are talking a little bit on Jack Clark, the former Spurs player. I want to bring that in. We've got a little bit of Heung-Min Son's contract. I want to bring in a little funny story about Antonio Conte's Napoli tenure that's going to commence, I assume, soon. A little bit on Everton's financial fair play. So plenty to talk about, plenty to get into. Just want to say that if you're new, give us a subscribe. You're very much going to join us for the journey. And what I'm going to do is, because I'm reading some off of what I'm recording on, some on my phone, so I'm going to be all over the place. I promise you I'm not ignoring any of you. And the last thing before I jump in as well, I did put up a community note. A few people have asked, will I ever do a YouTube live? I've just kind of put it out there. If you're more than welcome to let me know on this video. If you want me to, let me know. Say yes, no, maybe. Tell me I'm an idiot. Tell me I'm ugly. Those 2 are more than allowed because they're true. But let's jump in anyway. And I want to start with Heung-Min Son. So look, we know Heung-Min Son. He's got a contract coming up, you know, and they have been in talks, Spurs and Heung-Min Son's camp. Jack Book for The Athletic has said that Spurs will trigger the option to extend it by an extra year. So that means it will run towards the summer of 2026, but they are still in talks about extending it long term. So if you were worried about the deal, if you were worried about will he extend or not, he will. Don't panic. I don't think he wants to go anywhere. I don't think the hierarchy wants him to go anywhere. I don't think the majority of Spurs want him to go anywhere. Some do, but, you know, some don't. I say some don't. The majority don't. So, yeah, just a little bit on Heung-Min Son. Right, I want to talk about... I'm going to talk about Timo Werner first and foremost. So, the Daily Mail put out on the information on his buy option, and they said that technically this summer, but I guess from the last season, the amount to buy him was at 15 million. For the newest loan deal, which will be for the following summer of 2025, the new amount is set at 8.5 million. So near enough half, basically. So look, if it turns out that it works, the new loan year for Timo, 8.5 million is nothing in today's football. It would be like signing someone for $1 million about 5 years ago, which I just always find that so mad. So there is that. Worth a punt, like I've said, to be fair. Let's talk about Bryan Gil. So it came from basically the Spanish sources. A lot of them are based within the town or the city that the club finds himself in. So from Sevilla, it said that Sevilla want to sign Bryan Gil on loan with a purchase obligation with a limit of €6 million. We'll call it £5 million. I always said you'd get between 5 and 7, 5 and 8. This is about right. And as long as it's an obligation, I don't mind it. I don't. Because it's not like we need the money here and now, you know. And also, if you're signing him by June 30th, which is in theory where the obligation would be done, you may not have the money this summer, but you'll have the money next summer, which actually might not be a bad thing because we're going to raise loads of money anyway from sales. So I don't mind that. I think Bryan has interest in Spain. I expect Bryan to move to Spain, if I'm honest. So yeah, a little bit on that side of things. Right, I want to talk about this Manor Solomon situation. So first and foremost, let me tell you what the football side of things are on this. And it said that Manor Solomon's future at Tottenham Hotspur is currently deemed as uncertain ahead of the summer transfer window. Solomon has endured an injury-hit first season at Spurs, having played only 198 minutes of football. That's, wow. He's basically played 2 games worth of football. I think he is done at Spurs. I think Spurs will sell him. He's probably an all right player. I mean, I haven't seen him enough to tell you he's an all right player, but he's probably an all right player. But at the end of the day, you're paying this money for a guy, and you're also, not only that, but you do also only have a finite amount of places in your squad for players. And if you're going to have a guy who is just injured all the time, there is no point in keeping him. Cut bait, even release him, whatever. Cut your money losses even on him. If he's not going to be there, I'd rather the spot go to, Mikey Moore, Jamie Donnelly, Tyrese Hall, Will Lancashire, whoever, He also did put out a Instagram story today, kind of in the wake of the news of what's going on in the Israel, Gaza, Palestine situation. I'm not going to go into tons of detail about this because I know people probably don't want me to, but also it's just not for me to, add that opinion to something that is going on. It's a very delicate situation, but he did put up a story earlier today, and Daniel Levy doesn't like bad publicity. It is bad publicity. I want you to go and have a look on it yourself. I'm not going to put it up on this video. I'm not going to be spreading it myself. But if you want to go find it, he did put it on his Instagram story. It is all over Twitter. And he has lost a lot of fans. It's a very difficult situation and it's a very awkward one to talk about. I just think he's done now. Football or not, I just think that as well would mean he's now done at Spurs. Other players lost their jobs in football as football players over certain things that they said. He actually hasn't lost it, but this might be a situation where he has. Like I said, want to go have a look at it? By all means, go have a look at it. You can find it on Instagram. If not, it'll be on Twitter. There's enough pictures of it. I won't put it on this video. So I hope that's all right with all of you. Right, I want to talk about this Jack Clark one. Now, Jack Clark, not a Spurs player, I know. Bonkers. What I wanted to bring into this is the fact that Spurs do receive money. So, like Marcus Edwards, with Marcus Edwards at Sporting Lisbon, if he was to be sold, Spurs would receive 35% of that sale. Okay, so if he was sold for 100 million, he won't be, but just for ease of math's sake, if he was sold for 100 million, Spurs would receive 35 million from that sale. Okay, Jack Clark, similar situation. So I saw this from the Telegraph. It said that Southampton are eyeing a move for Sunderland's 23-year-old winger Jack Clark. Right? Okay, I looked. And Spurs have a 25% sale, future sale on him. And I saw that a few pages roughly valued him around 15 to 20 million. So, look, if it's 15 million, Spurs will make, 3.5. I mean, they'll make just over 3 million. If it's 20, they'll make even a bit more. Okay, over 4 million. So, look, it's every little helps. Every little helps is what I'm going to say on that. But I wanted to bring it in case anyone had sort of forgotten about it, because I have spoken about it before, but you get the idea. Let me quickly talk about this Conte one. I know it's not technically part of transfers and things like that, but the Conte one is just really, really funny. I won't lie. Antonio Conte will benefit from a budget of 230 million euros for new signings at Napoli. The Italian club will prioritise an attacker to replace Victor Osimhen. So look, half that budget will come from Osimhen himself. Look, if he wants Pierre Højbjerg, just saying, you got on quite well with him, Antonio. He's there. What about Emerson? I heard you quite liked Emerson. That's why you bought him. Just thinking of who else he bought at Spurs. That he quite liked. Technically, Bentancur and Kulusevski. We know that Napoli have been linked to Kulusevski. Doesn't mean they're going to be in for him, but they've been linked to him. I don't know who else. I don't think there's anyone else that's screaming out to me right now. But look, he's bonkers money for a Serie A, but fair play. Right, this last bit. And I saw that, because this is all linked to Jared Branthwaite Everton. It said Everton risk a heavy points deduction next season unless they sell several players and balance the books by June 30th, which marks the end of the financial year and a 3-year profit and sustainability period. If Everton can't raise money through player sales by June 30th, they'll likely enter administration and start the season with a 9-point deduction. So look, when you think of Everton, and you probably think of the players that hold the most value in terms of sales, you'd say Jared Branthwaite, you would say Jordan Pickford, Amadou Onana, I guess you could say Calvert-Lewin. I can't see anyone else that has crazy value to them. So, look, if Spurs are interested in Amadou Onana, you have your in by June 30th. You have your in if you want him. If Spurs want Jared Branthwaite, which Manchester United supposedly are interested in Jared Branthwaite, but there is a situation apparently, because I was reading what Mark Goldbridge said on them, that they have quite a limited budget unless they sell. And again, Spurs are in such a position, and I don't know what you guys think of this, Spurs are in such a position of strength when it comes to financial fair play and PSR that we can act way before loads of other teams. I'm not saying every team, but like a lot of teams. We're talking Manchester United, we're talking Everton, Forest, Chelsea, Villa. I've seen that, Villa are interested in Conor Gallagher, and it's like, well, if Spurs want Conor Gallagher, just go early, because Villa can't do it. Villa want to sell their own certain players so they can raise their own money. They won't need to probably for next season because of the Champions League, obviously, because you got to think they're jumping from the Conference League to the Champions League. So in terms of revenue, that's a huge, huge increase. Spurs don't have issues even if they didn't have Europe. Spurs can spend even if they didn't have Europe because Spurs make that much money. So I'm interested to see what happens, like I said, with the Evertons, the Forests, the Newcastles even, the Chelsea, the Uniteds, the Leicesters even. We'll see what happens with their financial fair play. Leeds United, what happens to their financial fair play. There's a lot of teams who are on the brink or on the line. There's a lot of teams that are way past that line. And I think Spurs, if they're smart, will act quickly. And they'll pinch. There's a lot of players who play for these sort of teams that we like, that if we want to pinch, we need to be smart, we need to be active, and we need to be out of the gates early doors. So look, there's a plenty of coming on in this video. We talked about financial fair play, Manor Solomon, Brian Hill, Jack Clark, Antonio Conte for a bit of fun, Heung-Min Son's contract. There's so much to talk about in this video. So look, you need to hit me with a few different comments about a few different things. You hit me. I don't mind. I'll be here to have that conversation. But anyway, guys, at the end of the video, hope you enjoy it. Drop a like on the video. If you did, hit me in the comment section down below your thoughts and feelings about everything that I've just kind of gone through there. Obviously, subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the bell notification for more. But anyway, guys, at the end of the video, I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.